1 year ago, I was stuck building a productivity tool that nobody was buying, and I managed to go from $0 in MRR to making $300 over the span of 3 days thanks to Reddit marketing. First of all, you need to get an account that you can use. If you already have a Reddit account of your own, you can use that one. If not, you can create a new one and make sure to warm it up. That means use it as a regular user for multiple days and then post a couple of pieces of content that do not have any kind of promotional aspect inside of them, do not have any kind of links. They're just fully organic, so you get a little bit of karma, and Reddit doesn't flag you as a bot or as a spammer or any of the things that you don't want. Then what you're going to do is you're going to find a subreddit that matches the target audience that you're trying to sell to. For example, let's say you're building an app to help men in their 30s lose weight. You may use some subreddits like Lose It, Weight Loss Advice, Fitness, Beginner Fitness, etc. etc. When it comes to writing a post, you really need to understand the fundamentals that help make a post viral. I've generated millions of views of Reddit, and I can confidently say that I can make any post in any niche go viral. Here are some examples of the posts I've done before. So it's very important that the title of the post has a strong hook that makes people click on the post and actually read the whole thing. To make this happen, you need to make the viewer curious, so they need to have questions opened in their mind from what the title of the post is, to make the viewer think that they will gain something from reading your post. They will learn something that will help them. For example, a post that I wrote that went very viral was titled "I deleted dating apps and approached 30 women. This is what happened." So the question that opens in their mind is, what happened? Right? Did it go well? Did it go wrong? All that stuff. And then the person who is reading this subconsciously thinks that if this guy did this and it went well for him, maybe it can also go well for me. So maybe I can learn what he did and do the same thing. Then once the users are inside of the post itself, it's very important that you use storytelling, so they actually read the whole thing. They comment, they talk about it, they like it, all that stuff. So the structure that you need to follow is you need to first explain a bad situation that you were in. It can be real, it can be fiction, but always write it in the first person. Then you need to explain something that happened that made you change. For example, maybe you were really overweight and one day your wife made a comment about how your belly was sticking out of your shirt, and that really hurt your feelings, so it made you decide that you needed to change. What was a turning point that gives a sentimental reaction to the reader? Then you explain the things that you did, the apps that you used, the protocols that you followed, and then you explain the reward from that. So then you explain how your wife is so proud of you now, and she brags to her friends about how fit and how jacked her husband is. So you compare the bad situation you were in with a good situation you are now, and subconsciously you want users to connect those two with the process that you described. And then at the end, this is just an extra step, you don't need to do it every time, but you can have a CTA to prompt people to comment, because obviously the more comments that you have, the easier it's going to be for the post to go viral. So you can ask a question, just ask people to comment, kind of like something you would do in YouTube as well. Write a comment right now. And then finally, you need to find a way to plug your product inside of the post, right? You're not just writing posts to be famous on Reddit, you actually want to sell things. So the best way to do this is if you actually don't promote your product. So if you manage to make people ask about it on the comments and then you just reply to their comments, that's going to be the best way to promote anything. For example, for my tool Locked In, I would share a screenshot of the tool, and because it's a very visual tool and it looks good, people would ask for the name of it in the comments. I would just reply organically, and people will go to the landing page that way. So if you can do that with your app, focus on this method. If this is not something that matches your app, you can mention it in the content itself in multiple ways. You can recommend multiple tools Make sure you recommend multiple ones, not just yours, because then it looks very promotional. And just kind of put it in there between other famous tools as well, and just make sure it sounds very natural and not salesy. Then something you can do as well is you can not add it to the post itself. Wait for the post to go viral, wait a couple of days, 3 days, and then edit the post. You can say something like, a lot of people has been DMing me, asking me questions, so I'm just gonna answer the questions to all you guys here. Then you answer a couple of questions, and one of the questions you mention, yeah, I actually use this tool, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Even if the peak of the amount of views the post will get has already gone, because the first 2 days are always the highest, there's still a tail of views, thousands of views, that post with that edit is going to get. So you can also try doing that. Some other tips that you can have in mind is you should never post more than twice a week with the same account, because over posting will lead to bans, shadow bans, things like that. Then make sure that you format your writing to match what other people are already writing on that subreddit. So use the same words that they use, the same phrases that they use, so it looks more natural and it looks fully organic. People will hate sometimes. People on Reddit sometimes say some crazy things. Just be respectful. Don't take it too personal, and you'll be fine. And never write as you're some sort of expert. Always write in first person as something that you did, you tried, it helped me, maybe it can help you too. I'm not an expert, I'm just sharing my thoughts and my experience, because otherwise it's just gonna look too salesy, and people on Reddit do not like that. If you give it enough time, you'll develop the skills of writing great Reddit posts, and it can really benefit your business. If you want to get access to the full document that I'm showing right now, you can get it for free down below in the description.